people, it's your girl janiaaaliyah, and welcome back to my channel. So as many of y'all know, if y'all have been keeping up with my channel, keeping up with my videos, hold on y'all, my chair is squeaking. Let me switch chairs. Anyways, like I was saying, if y'all have been keeping up with my channel, keeping up with my videos, y'all know that I recently started cosmetology school not too long ago. And child, so as y'all can see by the thumbnail and the title, today I am going to be telling y'all all the things to expect when starting cosmetology school. Just to go ahead and fill y'all in with what's currently going on, my Instagram is still down, y'all. I'm currently still working on getting that page back up, and I briefly talked about this in one of my other vlogs about I did make a new page, but for some odd reason they took that one down as well. So we're just gonna wait for that one to get up or till we hear something else and go from there. So for those of y'all who are looking for my Instagram, just go follow me on TikTok until we get that Instagram back, okay? Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. First things first, and I feel like this may be one of the obvious ones, expect to pay some money for school. Now, not all schools, not all cosmetology schools or cosmetology programs are going to be very, very expensive like Paul Mitchell or like Aveda or like the more higher end schools. You are able to find a more affordable school, but just expect to pay. Now, I'm saying this as someone who is basically, I'm in my senior year of college right now, so obviously I know school costs money, child. But for some odd reason, when I was kind of actually visiting the idea of signing up or enrolling in cosmetology school, I don't know why I didn't really think that it was gonna cost as much as it did. But yeah, so to just kind of enlighten y'all, when I was doing my research, I was looking up schools like Paul Mitchell, Aveda, you know, the ones that you always hear about, and those schools cost nearly like $20,000 like for their program. And to me, that's a lot because I pay a fraction of that price literally for college, for my 4 years of college. That's about the price of my 4 years of college in-state tuition. So that was very, very high to me. So that's when I really, at first I was like, you know what, bump that, we just gonna kick it illegally. No, but that's when I was like, you know what, let me start looking locally and looking at, you know, more schools in my area, because, you know, we pass by them probably every day and don't pay them any mind. So I kind of started looking up, you know, researching local schools that were in my area, maybe even like smaller schools where you can get more one-on-one instruction. And that's when I began to discover more affordable options. And along with that, many technical schools or community colleges offer programs, you know, cosmetology programs. Only downside that comes with those is if you are enrolling in a cosmetology program at like a technical school or a community college or like, you know, 2-year or whatever, some of them do require you to complete their general education requirements, meaning you're probably going to have to be taking first year, what do they call it, like a first year learning class. Or I know when I was in college we took like a university one-on-one class where we learned how to do all the stuff that had to pertain to the school, which if you just want to do some hair and do some roller sets, who wants to do that? Not me. So with that being said, do be mindful. But all I gotta say is there are affordable programs out there, and if you're one of those people like me who's looking for a more affordable program, then check locally, you guys. And don't get too caught up on the name, because I feel like I've been through this before. When I was looking for colleges coming out of high school, I wanted to go to a school with a name, a school that was big, that everybody knew about, but baby, it's all the same. The first 2 years, especially in college, are all the same. And I feel like, you know, it may be slightly different with cosmetology programs, but I know for sure the test that we all take is going to be the same, and the textbooks we use are all the same. Now, if there is a specific school that you want to go to that may have, or that may dive in more on your specialty, then that's a whole other thing, but we'll get into that later. But concerning price, definitely expect to pay anywhere maybe between $5K to $20K for some schools. So yeah. Next, which is what I kind of briefly brought up in the last one, if you plan on specializing in a specific, you know, service or you know method or whatever, be prepared to take on extra classes maybe outside, or maybe be prepared to maybe take outside courses or classes, because they may or may not actually deep dive into whatever your specialty is while we're in school. Because here's the thing, you guys, in cosmetology school, you're basically being prepared for the state board. So we're mainly going over things that are in the textbooks, things that we may feel like are really, really out of style and is like our grandmas was doing. So they're not gonna go in depth on how to do tape-ins, how to do microlinks, how to do how to do a super good lace front wig. Lace front wigs are not currently in the textbooks right now. So with that being said, if you do plan, or if you are in school because you want to specialize in laying wigs, or you want to specialize in slaying taping installs, then do be prepared. If you're not going to, maybe get on YouTube University and learn it, do definitely be prepared to maybe go pay somebody for their course and go learn from somebody else. Because 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to deep dive into learning anything that is not on the state board. And if you are, that's one thing to consider when you are signing up for, when you are enrolling in classes, because some schools may offer like a specialty, or some schools may be offering, services within that specialty that you're looking for. So if you are looking to do something like that, it may be better for you to go to a school that is going to really focus on maybe installing extensions and stuff like that. Next, y'all, this one was a really hard one for me, and I feel like this one is a really difficult one for those girls, who we've been doing our hair and other people's hairs for so long. Expect to have to unlearn / break certain bad habits that we've just picked up over the years. And when I say unlearn, for example, I learned this probably like my first week of class, because I asked a lot of questions. But I learned, in our culture, we typically call the process that the process that we get to make our hair permanently straight, we call that a what? A perm. But apparently in school, in textbook wise, it's called a relaxer. And the perm actually refers to what the white women get when they want to curl their hair and stuff like that, or yeah. Anyways, listen, I'm still in school, but certain things like that, the way we say things and the way we do things. For example, just another example, usually when I'm doing my own hair or when I'm doing someone's hair, I don't even notice this, but I'm usually, picking the comb up, putting the comb down, picking the comb up, putting the comb down, or I'm parting, put the comb down, part again, put the comb down. Whereas in school and on the state board, we're actually having to learn how to palm the comb and keep the comb in your hand for the duration of the service. So, and apparently also it's to the point where we have to learn this, because it's important to sanitize all of our utensils. So if it comes to the point where you're constantly sitting that comb down, picking it up, you're gonna have to re-sanitize. You're gonna have to sanitize that comb. Or even when you drop combs, technically you're supposed to sanitize the combs. So with that being said, that's one of the things that I'm currently in the midst of unlearning / learning how to do, is just to keep the comb in my hand for the duration of the service. But trust and believe, there are many, many more things that throughout your 1,500 hours that you're gonna have to unlearn and learn the right way to do it. And just being completely honest, you're gonna have to unlearn and learn the right way to do it just to complete the state board. And 9 times out of 10, you may or may not just go back to what you was doing after you got that license in your hand. But we're not gonna talk about that part, because yeah, we expect just a little bit of drama, y'all, just a little bit. And I would say this really depends on what school you go to and who your classmates are, because luckily for me, child, I'm blessed. Okay, I'm blessed. I love all of my classmates. I love everybody I go to school with. But I can't act like, there's a few bumps in the road, not with me personally, but just when personalities come together and clash, it can feel a little high schoolish. And I've heard stories about other people in their cosmetology schools as well. So just be mindful of that. You are going to be working with people who are different from you, who have different personalities. And you're going to be witnessing people with different personalities maybe clash at times. Not Bad Girls Club, but just be ready, because it's given high school. It's very fun, but it's definitely given, yeah. And then, as I said previously, expect to have to learn styles that your grandmama like. Now, y'all, this one really hit me so deep, because my first few weeks, clients would be coming in, and obviously I wasn't doing clients at the time, but clients would be coming in getting roller set after roller set after roller set after roller set. And I'm like, dang, can we get a silk press or something? And now the thing was, going into school, I had no idea that going to the beauty schools and getting your hair done was even a thing. I'm learning about this stuff this year, and I'm calling my daddy, calling my grandma. I'm like, yeah, y'all know you come up here and get your hair done. Yeah. We've been doing that. I had no idea. I had never stepped foot into a cosmetology school until I enrolled. So with that being said, a lot of the older generations are used to coming into the beauty school, getting their hair done for the low. And with that being said, at your school, child, you may be getting so many. Listen, by the time you graduate, you gonna know how to do a roller set, a perm rod set, a nice little finger wave. Girl. So just being straight up, like at my school right now, my classmates have probably done more roller sets than any other thing right now. And that's one of like the many styles that we also had to cover in the textbook and that we will have to do on the state board. Roller set, perm rod set, pin curls, stuff like that. So although it may seem old and outdated to us, obviously I guess it's just very much given necessary to learn. So expect to have to learn all them old styles, y'all, and styles that we feel like are out of date, but apparently not so much. And along with that, expect to have to do the same thing, the same styles over and over again. Now, I feel like this is also very, very necessary because some people like me, we have to really complete the same motions in order to get that muscle memory so that we really know how to do it. Because I promise y'all, when I first was trying to learn how to do my finger wave, I could not get it. I'm like, you want me to pinch and comb it? What? Wait a minute. But literally after having to go to class, whip that mannequin out, and do that same motion, do that same rolling every day, repetition really helps and repetition really matters. And then not only that, but we also have to log the amount of time we do certain things. So I don't really have my log right now to show y'all, but there's literally a whole sheet where we have to document how many times, you know, we shampoo a client, or how many times we've exhibited or displayed customer service, how many roller sets have you done, how many finger waves have you done. So stuff like that, where we actually have to get that hands-on and document that hands-on. So be prepared to have to, you know, do 3,000 roller sets. Not literally 3,000, but a lot. And along with the hands-on, expect to also be in that textbook, y'all, because obviously for me, I feel like hands-on is a very, very big deal when it comes to hair. I basically feel like hair is like math. You cannot explain how to do hair from a PowerPoint. You can't just tell somebody how to do hair. I need you to physically get up here, show me, okay? Give me the comb, right? But along with that, the state board not only has a practical hands-on exam, but also a written exam, which is just as important. So do expect to have to do a little studying / book work, because you do need to know like the right way to say things, the proper terminology, and what stuff is called. Like for example, listen y'all, I do my best, but I'm just naming words that I didn't see. But for example, when we were learning pin curls, we literally had on our test, and literally all of us got it wrong, but we had to basically know and define the type of pin curl. So you had like the on base, off base, full base, half base, and baby, I'm like, wait a minute. And so yeah, we had to literally know all 4 or whatever types of pin curls there were and what type of curl they made. So with that being said, even if you do know how to do something and you got it down packed like that, you do also need to be able to answer that question and answer, hey, why, or how, or what does this do, and stuff like that. So be prepared to be up in that textbook. And I will say, throughout like studying and stuff, one huge resource that I have found, because my lady textbooks are so like prevalent in this industry, you can find a lot of helpful resources on Quizlet. So definitely get on there anytime you have a test, anytime you know you have work. And I found like the little matching game and the vocab, it really helps. That way you don't have to write it down yourself unless that really helps you. But Quizlet, I guarantee you will find everything you need on Quizlet for these little My Lady textbooks, okay? Then, as y'all know, if you have kind of been doing your research, I don't know if this is the same in each state, but in the state of Georgia right now, the current amount of hours needed for a cosmetology license is 1,500 hours. Now, listen, this is not like credit hours in college where it's like, oh yeah, this class worth 3 credit hours, you know, you just show up, make sure you pass your final exam in the semester, and boom. No, it's quite literally hours. Meaning I have a card where when I go to school each morning, I scan that card, clock in, and when I'm leaving, scan that card, clock out. So it's legit counting. Okay, you clocked 8 hours for today, you clocked 7 hours for today, 6 hours for today. And so at the end, when I'm headed to the state board, I have to have at least 1,500 hours. Now, I feel like a question that many of you may be wondering is, how long does this take? Because that's exactly what I was wondering. I'm like, baby, it was either this or a master's degree, and I don't feel like going to college again. So I chose cosmetology school, thinking I would be done in 3 to 6 months. Girl, ain't nobody tell me that. That's just what I thought. Baby, you need 1,500 hours. And as a full-time student, if you were there maybe 9 to 8 every day, I'm sure you could probably get that done at a minimum of 9 months. But let me just say this, it's what you make it. It can take anywhere from 9 months to 18 plus months, y'all. I'm not even playing. I'm not kidding. So with that being said, expect to maybe be there putting in some extra hours, potentially staying overtime. Usually when I say overtime, it is by choice, but it's because I know, like, I can stay for an extra 3 hours if all I was about to do was go home and watch the challenge or binge watch Big Brother or something like that. That ain't no problem. And then on top of that, you need to count that all as, you know, a learning experience. So if I don't have anything to do, if I'm finished all my work for today, I'm gonna watch. If somebody's doing a client, I'm gonna sit there and watch, you know, hang out, find something to clean up, maybe read my book, whatever. But just know, you on the clock and you need them out. So with that being said, if you're trying to get out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry, do whatever you need to do to get them hours. I'm serious, y'all. I'm for real. Some days I go in at 9, and typically what my schedule is 9 to 3. Listen, if I'm bored, if I ain't got nothing to do, or if I see, you know, as clients coming in, I can potentially sit down and watch somebody else perform this service, I will be there from 9 to 6. If I ain't got nothing to do when I get home, I'm there until it's time to go. Kick me out. So with that being said, just be prepared to put in the time, y'all, because listen, that skipping all that stuff is your time. The more days you skip, you're gonna have to make up those hours, and that's longer it's gonna take for you to get your license. Expect to have to bring / purchase any products that you prefer. So if you know, oh, when you're eligible to like take clients and do clients at school, if you know, oh, I prefer to use this Design Essentials heat protectant, go buy it, put it in your bag, and so whenever you're doing your service, you already have it. Or if you know, oh, I prefer to use this leave-in conditioner, go buy it, put it in your bag, so that way when you're able to do your service, do it. Or even when it comes down to simple tools like flat irons, curling irons that you specifically love and prefer, hopefully y'all will get those in your kit. I actually did not get flat irons in my kit, but I will do an in-depth what's in my kit video in a different video to show y'all everything I have in there. But just be prepared, and I'm gonna show y'all this one just as an example of what I mean when I say be prepared to go get your own stuff. Hold on. Okay, this right here is an example of what I mean. So this is a little mannequin stand that you can sit on the chair like so. It's kind of halfway on the chair, but yeah, you can sit on the chair as if the mannequin will sit here, and it'll kind of replicate an actual client sitting in a chair. And so I got this off Amazon. I will link it in the description box for any of y'all that are interested in getting it. But this right here, this did not come in my kit. This is something that I went and personally paid my 30 coin on, so that way I can have this at school, because I really did not like the mannequin stands that we got that we had to hook up to like the stations at school. I didn't like how wobbly they were. I felt like it wasn't really replicating the client experience that we will have when somebody's sitting in a chair. So I went and got this off Amazon, and it's been up ever since. So definitely do be prepared and expect to have to go out of your way to buy or purchase those things that you prefer. Now I feel like what's in your kit may vary depending on like your school, how much you paid and stuff like that. So we may not all get the same things in our kit, so you may have to buy a little more or a little less than I did. But even down to like carbon combs, girl, I got a regular little comb set in my kit, That'll do the trick for when you're learning like finger waves and stuff like that. But when it comes to heat, it's best to have a carbon comb. Let me see. I don't really have one around here, but y'all can look it up, Google it. But a carbon comb, basically, it's just a heat resistant comb. It's very, very hard rubber, and they're like amazing for when you straighten your hair. Because you ever had a comb or a brush and you straighten your hair or straighten somebody's hair, and the plastic on the comb literally starts burning and shriveling up. So that's another example of one of the things that I went out of my way to make sure I had in my kit. Carbon combs all the way. So next, this one is a little tricky one, but I'ma just be real with y'all. I'm gonna be straight up. Be prepared to have competition, or even people who constantly want to compare their work or prices, y'all. And I say this because you will go to school with so many different people. In this day and age, you know, we do have a lot of stylists out here who unfortunately aren't licensed and do hair anyways and have a booming clientele, so kudos to them. But you probably will encounter like people at school who have been doing hair for years on years and years, or do have a booming clientele and do this, you know, for however much and charge however much doing it, or want to get into like whatever it is. You probably will encounter that. Somebody who's been doing hair for however long, and it's like just now, okay, I need to come to school and get my license. Or you will have people who are in school with you who want to do probably the exact same that you want to do. Now, I'm the type of person where I'll help anybody out. I don't care. I feel like there's enough money and people and clients and females and women who need their hair done for all of us. So I'm personally not like that. But there are people who will constantly be looking at you, trying to one up, or constantly be looking at you, you know, trying to see, hey, what you over here doing, or even doubting you. And I would just personally say, ignore it, don't mind it. Keep your goal in mind and what you want to do and what you are looking to pursue, and keep it moving, y'all. Keep it moving. And one thing I've learned is that although we may be doing the same services, everybody's clientele and everybody's audience is not the same. So this person may be charging $250 for something that you about to be charging $800 for. But if your clients pay $800 and their clients only willing to pay $250, that's their business and that's your business. So with that being said, don't mind it, but definitely do be on the lookout, and do know that that is something that you potentially can face. People saying, oh, why you charge this? Oh, where you get that from? Oh, when you start doing this? Oh, why you want to do that? Oh, I don't think there's no money in that. Don't even worry about it. So anyways, with that being said, y'all, hopefully this video was very informative. Hopefully it helped y'all out. If any of y'all are searching and hoping to get into cosmetology school, I definitely do encourage y'all to. It's fun. I love it. I think you'll love it. It's very, very fun. If you're one of those girls who are already, or if you're one of those people who are already like really into hair, really into, you know, hairstyling, hair cutting, hair dyeing, whatever, it doesn't hurt to try. It does not hurt at all. So with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. You already know, click, smack that subscribe button down below, and I will see y'all on my next video.